England, 44 points to 8 over France. Damn. It's 2 weeks in a row, England. You guys are on fire. What else can I say? It kind of spoiled my plan with this one. Not that I was rooting for either side particularly, but my plan was, it's on at 4 in the morning here in New Zealand. It's a bit early. I'll get up at 5 something. I can watch the game like delayed. I'll start the game when I get out of bed at 5:30 or whatever. Watch it before work, but the scoreline was that much that it was on my radio in my bedroom before I even got out of bed. I must have been dozing, and I heard England are giving France a hiding. Johnny May's already got a hat-trick. I already knew that before I even started watching. It's not usually on the radio here. Not usually. Maybe like a week summary or something like that, but not usually a mid-game update, which broke me out of my slumber. Damn. Good job, England. Very good game. There was certainly a lot to watch. It started out of the blocks quick as again with England. Johnny May getting his try. It was even quicker than last week's one. After France knocked it on and Daly kicked it through, 5-0. England got a penalty, 8-0. France added a bit of respectability to a slow start, got a penalty, 8-3. England penalty. And then later on, Johnny May, who was just having everything, he made Pinot just look like he was absolutely stuck in the mud. I think Youngs went back to the blind side and it looked like they were marked up. Pinot was right in front of May and May just went, "Nah, I'm just going right around you." Made him look so silly. Johnny May, man, what a performance. It was Farrell's pass that kind of cut things out as well. So he hit the post with that one, 16-3. He had his hat-trick before half-time. England win about 16 phases. This time it was Ashton who put the kick through. He felt a bit sorry for Ashton with May getting all these tries and he wasn't able to get on the board. He probably might have, if not for being kind of tackled without the ball later on. But man, crazy first half from England. It was a very good half of rugby. Although Pinot did score his try after Huget made a break, and England did have a few missed tackles in that little break. So I suppose, there's always work-ons no matter the result. There's a few things for Eddie to have a look at there. They missed the conversion, 23-8. Slade got his try after another Farrell up and under. And man, those up and unders were working really well. They were so competitive. England were really good at the kicking game last week. It's true again this week, man. The kicks through and the up and unders, which were just either high enough and the distance was right that they were very contestable, or right near the sidelines where if the defender would catch the ball, they were able to take him straight out over the touchline. So, yeah, Farrell had a magic game. Slade got that try. They had up and under. It was a competitive one, which they got 5 meters out. Sinclair was at scrum half and passed it. And, they went to Slade. So 30 points to 8. Was looking pretty messy. Second half, Fiku got a yellow card for a tackle on Ashton without the ball when he was perhaps going to go in for a try. Admittedly, Ashton did go down like he'd been shot, but Fiku, you can't do that. You can't lay hands on guys without the ball like that. So he's always going to, he's impeded. So no arguments with that. A little bit dramatic, but hey, the guy's probably pretty frustrated that he had a golden opportunity and he was illegally taken out. So, yeah, a penalty try, 37-8. Farrell got a try, which was probably deserved for the performance he put in. It could have been a fourth for May, to be fair, but Farrell was the man who got the ball. Converted 44-8. That was it for the scoring. So I suppose another perhaps thing for Eddie is the fact that maybe England took the foot off the throat. I'm clutching at straws here to find things to pick on for England. They let in one try, which was a bit soft, and they built that huge score, and then just kind of France got back into the game a bit, and they had a bit of possession, and England weren't able to get any more points. But it's quite a performance. If you're an England fan, you'd be pretty chuffed with that. If you're a France fan, you'd be pretty despondent with that. another poor showing. Yeah, it's not looking the best for the French at the minute. They are, yeah, just not there. It's interesting. The commentators talked about France having a lot of young talent coming through, and they suggested perhaps we need to see some of these guys sooner rather than later. I don't see why not, because the current crop, I know you got to kind of blood them slowly. You don't want to put them in a losing team and get them all downhearted, but there probably needs to be a bit of change because, yeah, what's going on is not working. But, I mean, hey, you could have said the same about England last year and look where they are now. So, anyway, it was amusing that when Houget at one point was running back to clean up, because he was at fullback, running back to clean up a kick through, and there's not really any pressure on him. You could hear the crowd murmuring because they were thinking maybe he's going to knock it on or spill it like he did last week for George North. So, yeah, I found that brought a smile to my face. At one part, Morgan Parra ran into Felix Lombé, who was just like, had his hands up, and he was, as kicks were going back and forth, he was just like, I'm out of the play, I'm getting back on side, and Parra just ran straight into him. It was that kind of day for the French. It was just not happening. Like I said, Farrell's up and unders, and the kicking generally was very good. Houget got subbed at halftime. The French offloaded to George in their own 22. It was just, I've got heaps of notes about just crazy stuff that they were going. Yeah, Ashton didn't have much luck. Tom Curry had blood all over his face at one point, like proper warrior. But yeah, he had a good game. There were a bit of handbags after about 52 minutes, and it's that man Sinclair again. Like that guy, I mean, I like him. He's got a real talent for riling guys up. Sometimes it's his chirping, like he's really good at saying things to get under people's skin. Some guys have really got that talent. And for a big guy, he's got a pretty quick wit, but this time he was just stuffing around with Aturia's kind of headgear. But yeah, the ref, what's his name? Owen sorted that out pretty well, talking about rugby values. And fair enough. I mean, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of the whole rubbing guys' heads or getting, riling them up. It's a bit unsportsmanlike, but for some reason when Sinclair did it, I thought it was a bit funny. If he was doing it against the All Blacks, I'm sure I would have been pissed off. But, hey, England's scrum looked good. There were some big shoves they put on. But yeah, man, all I can say is perhaps they took the foot off the gas a bit. It could have been more points. But if you're an England fan, you got to be happy. You're sitting first in the Six Nations on 10 points. Wales are just behind on 8. And now that clash between England and Wales in Cardiff looks very juicy. If England can get a win there, that would be 1 foot through the door, but I suppose it's still a very big job and they won't be getting ahead of themselves. Wales still need to kind of pick up their form because they haven't really hit their straps yet. No one can say that about England. France are in 5th on 1 point after two losses, so it's not been the best. Some key stats, I suppose. Run meters 425 to France's 591, which doesn't... It's one of those ones where the stats don't really tell you the story. Yeah, England, just the way they controlled the ball, didn't have to run with it to be dominating. Possession France with 53, but territory England with 54. So playing in the right half of the field. In the first half, though, England had 63% possession and 71% territory. The first half was just phenomenal. Lineouts, England's was a bit better, 83% to France's 75. Tackling percentages, England had to make 148 tackles to France's 94. Both tackling in the mid-80s in terms of percentages. So, yeah. But, I mean, they only conceded the 8 points. It was just that one little run that they really let things down a bit. Daly had pretty good numbers, 54 run meters, 3 defenders beaten a clean break. Dupont, who was actually a sub for France, was one of their better number getters anyway, 87 run meters, 4 clean breaks and 9 defenders beaten. Curry, the warrior, as I said, 19 tackles, good for him. And Picamoles had 11. He had some dominant moments, but just on a losing team. So, yeah, I suppose Marco Vunipola went off at about 43 minutes. Hopefully he's fine because he's been having a very immense couple of weeks. We'll see how he goes in terms of his recovery. Got a week off to rest, but they'll definitely want him fit for that trip to Wales. But, yeah, man, good game. Has the New Zealand media talking about it live. So, There's definitely murmurings about just where England are at the moment. There's probably some people who are going to say, well, it was only France. France didn't show up. I don't know, man. That's 2 weeks in a row that they've looked pretty good. England and France. Yeah, definitely need some big improvement. Perhaps time for some young blood. Anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts on the game. Key performers, key moments, all that kind of good stuff. And yeah, I'll talk to you again soon. I am going to go take a walk in the England jersey soon. Take a photo, put it on my Facebook page because I said I'd do it if England won, and boy did they get a win. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys again soon. See ya.